Welcome to the first ever Back to School edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News.
We come to you today from the Commons, and here's a look at some of the things you'll see on today's show.
We meet with the new assistant principal.
We learn about an Oakville student who's had some exciting opportunities over the summer.
We check out some changes to the school library.
And we spend some time with two Oakville groups that have been working extra hard this summer.
We'll have all that and much more on today's edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News.
And it all starts now.
Welcome back to Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. I'm Veronica Moheski.
And I'm Scott Leaker. I'm sure you freshmen have a lot of questions about what you're watching right now, and maybe even about school in general. So we took the time to compile this helpful list. I too wish I had the answers to these questions.
Well, Scott, we should at least tell them about Channel 97 News. Channel 97 News has been our student news program for the past 7 years. We will air our shows twice a month starting October 13th. You can view our past shows on YouTube or MyOHS online.
Take notes, kids. This is going to be a long year.
Now let's take a look at some changes in a popular place at OHS.
While the students were gone during summer break, some major changes have been made to the library.
Furniture placements, we're not really sure exactly where everything's going, except you'll notice the circulation desk has been moved to the front. So that way when Ms. Coburn, our secretary, is sitting there, she sees people come in, her back isn't to anyone. It's a friendlier, more welcoming space, we believe. One of the other changes for all the students here at the high school would be the one-to-one printer. The one-to-one printer has gone away, and now all students will be printing to the copy machine here in the library. So what Ms. Coburn's going to do is try and take off work from the copy machine and put it on the desk out there at the front at the entry, and that way students would not even need to come into the library if they didn't need to.
However, these changes aren't the only ones our library will be undergoing as we welcome our newest librarian.
My background is business education in high school, so I've taught business at former districts, but I really was excited to be in a library and wanted to experience in a library. So I went to Ferguson to become an elementary librarian, but I'm very happy to be back into a high school atmosphere and to be one of the new high school librarians.
The library looks forward to seeing you throughout this next school year. I'm Max Rodenbeck for Channel 97 News.
Hey Scott, have you met Mr. Biot?
What kind of Pokemon is that?
It is going to be a long year. Just play the story.
There is a new face in the office this school year. Meet new assistant principal, Mr. Jason Biot.
The easiest way that I explain it is the car, the Fiat, but it's with a B.
Prior to becoming a principal, Mr. Biot was involved in many different areas of education.
This is my 10th year in education. I started across the river in Columbia, Illinois. I've taught a wide variety of subjects. I've taught high school special ed, high school algebra, high school social studies, coached football for 9 years, high school football for 9 years, high school girls basketball for 9 years, and high school baseball for 5 years. And then I've also taught at the middle school level as well. Looking forward to the new challenges that come with administration. Up to this point, I've been in the classroom and coaching, so this is kind of a new challenge, a new endeavor. Also looking forward to working in a new school. I taught at Columbia, which was my old school. I went to school there kindergarten through 12th grade, so it'll be nice to get a different perspective in a different school setting.
Mr. Biot replaced Mr. Willett, who had resigned at the end of last year. The students and staff are looking forward to working with this new administrator. With Katie Januska behind the camera, I'm Madison Ponceroli for Channel 97 News.
Hey Veronica, I'll be right back. I need to go run some errands.
Are you trying to come up with a lead-in for the Aaron Mohabit story?
No, this is just the way I talk.
Okay, well, let's take a look at one OHS student who is chosen as one of 2 participants in Missouri for a prestigious academic opportunity.
While most OHS students spent their summer on vacation or hanging out with friends, one OHS student received the opportunity of a lifetime.
Boys Nation is essentially a 8-day-long government camp, essentially. They teach you about your government, about the legislative process and the executive process and the judicial process.
However, getting selected for Boys Nation was a difficult process.
In order to be selected for Boys Nation, you first have to be selected to Boys State. That's done through school. 3 people were chosen this year from Oakville, and then once you get to Boys State, you have to show that you're really involved. On top of that, there was an interview process where they interviewed out of 1,000 kids, they picked 32. There was a 30-minute interview process with 3 panel judges, and then from that, they picked 2 people. Over the 70 years of existence, only 7,000 kids were ever chosen upon the millions of kids that are in the United States.
This experience also impacted Aaron's point of view.
Essentially got me more involved with the government process. Now I know how individual government things work, how a bill is passed into the Senate. It also taught me to be more politically active. It changed me as a person and being able to compromise better, seeing how so many people are so far left and so far right. We really need to come together in the middle to avoid the political gridlock that is the Congress right now.
With Veronica Molesky behind the camera, I'm Rachel Lyle for Channel 97 News.
Good luck to Aaron in his future endeavors.
Hey, Veronica, you know that big piece of grass behind the school?
Do you mean the football field?
Oh, that's the egg one.
Scott, maybe you need to watch this next story to find out a little bit more about our football team.
Had some games last year that we should have won, especially at the end of the year. So we're looking to rebuild on a lot of things that we came out for last year. Got a lot of guys returning. That aspect, we should get a lot more experience out here in the field. Hopefully the outcomes of our games will be better. So we're looking to improve upon our record from last year for sure. Connor Bartow is probably our leader right now. He's a senior running back, a guy that's played since he was a sophomore. There's some other leaders, but he's probably our biggest leader right now.
Coming off last year with a 4-6 record, the players and coaching staff are optimistic for a better season.
We just got to build on the traditions from the past, and one of the things we want to make our guys aware of is that what happened last season had nothing to do with what happened this season, so it's a new beginning, and we're looking forward to it.
The season opener is this Friday, August 19th at Lindbergh. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. With Katie Januska behind the camera, I'm Allison Carter for Channel 97 News.
Oakville Band. In all seriousness, I need to thank you. Mr. Brakefield, Mr. Perkowski, whoever picked the music this year, whoever is making this happen, I need to thank you for doing Creep by Radiohead in your show this year. You are incredible human beings and incredible teachers, because Creep by Radiohead could quite possibly be the best song ever written. I have not been to a football game since my freshman year here at Oakville, but I will not miss Creep by Radiohead, because I love Creep by Radiohead. Not all heroes wear capes.
I'm sure the band is going to be great this year, as usual. So, let's take a look at all the hard work they've been doing over the summer.
Band camp for us is extremely important. It allows us the opportunity to focus nothing but on band. That's why I love band camp. It's just band from 7 a.m. to 2:30. So we allocate these 4 weeks as this is when we're going to get the majority of our show done. So the show that you guys see during halftime, during the school year this year, a lot of it we have completed before we ever step foot in school on day one. Last year we had a pretty important message to tell with our bullying awareness show that we did last year. What was interesting last year with the show as well was we used a lot of contemporary and popular music, which we haven't really done in our shows before. I thought one of the great things last year was the student body singing along to Christina Aguilera's Beautiful. I thought that was a cool effect when the audience knows your songs and kind of can get along with your show as well. The title of the show this year is Everything in Its Right Place. And it corresponds to the Radiohead song Everything in Its Right Place off of the album Kid A. The visual elements that you'll see are puzzle pieces, and the idea is that we're all an individual puzzle piece. It's our job to sort of fit within the larger puzzle piece of life, and that's sort of a universal feeling. Even if we don't want to fit, we still need to fit somewhere in something, and we need to find what we're good at. Where do we belong?
Well, that wraps up this edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. We're excited to be starting our 8th year of school broadcast.
And remember, you can check out our past shows on YouTube at Oakville Channel 97 or MyOHS Online. Join us for our next show on October 13th. I'm Veronica Moheski.
And I'm Scott Leaker. Thanks for watching, and remember, Oakville, keep your eyes on the Tigers.
Oh.